Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Thursday daytime stream. We're starting at 4:13 p.m. The intended finish time is 6 p.m. So it is gonna be a short stream. If you want to open something, you'll want to jump in right away. Don't waste any time. Today's stream was cut short because I made a video, 50-minute long video. Took a while to make it. Actually, I was in the room at like 2:40. I was ready to go live, but I said, we got to make this video. So I don't know how to squeeze making a 50-minute long video into my work cycle, but we got to do it because YouTube views are way down. Yeah, YouTube views, Instagram views are way up, Facebook views are way up, content performing like crazy over there. Over here on YouTube, not at all. So YouTube, I don't know. We're just going to start experimenting with it. All right, let's go ping Discord. So we got to make some long form content no matter what. We have to. We start out with a pretty easy video where I just show off some cards. We're going live for Thursday day. Actually, I was just watching a little bit of it before I hit the go live button. And I noticed the annoying overhead light was in the video too much. Should have been more careful with that. All right. Missing items. What is this? Oh, that's Mr. Justin Kim. Okay, so we already talked about that last night. Let me mark that unread. I got that forwarded. Oh, what's this? An item sold. Let's see what's sold. Let's see. Hope you're having a wonderful week. Ooh, okay. PSA Vault has improved the pictures of some cards I was complaining about. Some Topps cards, you couldn't tell that the card was holographic. And then what did sell? Final Fantasy Through the Ages foil, the Frozen Esper. Oh, yeah. I was wondering about that card. Okay. So we sold a Final Fantasy card on eBay. Wonderful. Okay. eBay. If your card isn't selling fast, list it on eBay because eBay will gobble it up. Excuse me. All right. So let's go ahead and we'll pause this. We'll grab this here. We'll pin, oh, no. We want the website. We'll pin the website in here. I need your pikers or slabs. I might sell one or even two of them because I have to recuperate some of the money I spent on all those poker cards. I did not spend a small amount on those poker cards. I went so deep that it's just thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars missing. There's a lot that I spent. And so my goal is to sell a little bit of it, even like 3% of it, just to get a little bit of that money back and still enjoy the ones that I'm still going to keep, and hold on to. Because boy, doesn't that make fantastic content? When I make those Poker Charizard videos, those get a lot of views, and it's just, it's easy attention. Attention's powerful, Attention is sort of like, you've made a sale because someone knows you exist. Or attention is you're getting ad revenue because you have this thing that people click on and look at. It's a pretty powerful thing. And so Poker Charizards, I do feel that like they're on a threshold where they could jump in price and get quite a bit more expensive very soon. We're in a time period for Pokemon where like standard Pokemon cards are just unbelievably expensive. You can't get them anymore. And people are looking for value, they're looking for a bargain, they're looking for a deal. You just can't find that for a lot of sets anymore. And for some reason, Poker Charizards are still pretty well priced. You can still get them at a reasonable price. They're from 1996, 1998. They're really old and yet still somewhat affordable. I blame that on the fact that no one has them anywhere, so no one knows they exist. There's like I think I found out there were like 18 blues or something, right? Was it 18? I can't remember. But I looked up the population of one of them. It was just like 18 of them. It's like, yeah, no one knows this exists at all. Because I own most of them, first of all. Not most of them, but I own a lot of them. But, so that leaves fewer of them in the wild to sell on eBay, right? Like if there were more in the wild, they'd be going off on eBay more often. They'd be trading hands more often. But I've got a lot of them in my hands, and no one just sees them. It just doesn't get seen. All right, let's, what am I missing? So let's cross-pollinate. Let's go ahead and link the stream to our latest video. We got to do that. So we just posted a long form video. It has 100 views. It's 50 minutes long. It's called My Private Collection From Rags to Pokey Riches. That's what it's called. I'm going to click on this real fast. All right, so I'm going to post it. We're live every day on YouTube. All right, we're going to post this to the comment section and hit pin. Pin. Have you ever thought about getting into Pokemans? So let me go ahead. I'll just read a comment. So let me go over here to Instagram and Facebook. That's my next step. I'd like to post to Instagram and Facebook. We are just getting such a phenomenal number of views over there. We're live right now. Okay. Good. What I get 4 videos at 100 views. Why am I getting that still? I gotta get rid of that piece of software I added to my YouTube channel that I don't use anymore. I need to get rid of that. All right, so we're just getting rid of a couple of these. Okay, YouTube views are down. That's not good. We can't have that. We got to figure out how to turn that around. So weird. Facebook and Instagram just doing really well, but YouTube not so much. I don't understand it. You can hear I'm obsessed with it. I'm thinking about it. It's in my mind. I think I can delete this. Grab that. Okay, delete. So we need to go look for those items for Mr. Justin. I guess we didn't do that. I should have done that before we went live. That's my fault. I should have done that before we went live. Go ahead and delete this as well. Looks like we're going to be opening some Final Fantasy packs for Mr. Alex. So that's what we're going to be doing next. And it looks like he would prefer to have those open from a fresh box. Is that the deal? Let me see what he says here. Sent the last payment. Could I keep the empty pack and box to it and just ship those out? Yeah, we could probably do that. Let's see. We'll grab this. We'll hit accept. Accept. Okay, we just accepted a friendship on Discord. Now, am I missing anything? Did I forget to do anything to get this started? Yeah, actually, I did forget something. We got to turn on ads, sadly, but we have to do that. Okay, we're going to say on. Again, really short daytime stream today. I hope you guys send in an order right away. Don't hesitate. Don't wait too long because we are not going to run this stream super long, okay? This will be probably less than 2 hours. This stream will be a short one. Okay, so that's good. Let's go grab these Final Fantasies. Give me a minute. Ah, my foot went numb. Ooh, the slabs look so good there now. They're all cleaned up after that video. Show the brakes. All right, give me a minute. We're going to show off all the brakes. Let me get the comment section opened. There we go. All right. Common golden Kokobo. I deserve shiny things, right? So before we do this, Alex, brakes. This is a giveaway. TCC giveaway there. Charizard brakes still running. We don't really add new brakes until the current brakes are over. So if they don't end, we just keep them running. Here's a little gym break for Star Wars Baby Yoda. Did we already host this before? So weird. I feel like we almost did that one before. Okay, and there's the Charizard. Yeah, like we're not getting a new rare candy until this one's done. That's how it works. All right, here's the same pack splits. Giovanni's Nidoking has made some progress, so that's good. He's up to 4 out of 10 now. He's almost halfway done. That's pretty nice. Here are our booster pack breaks. These are both up to 4. So these have had progress as well. I mean, this one's really expensive. Getting that to 4 is $400. It's a lot of money. So those take a while. But there's that Nidoking, and here's a little Chinchino slab break, gym break. Here's a little Pidgey break. Yeah, Pidgey break, gym break. One person already in there. Mr. Brandon's in there. And then over here, we've got, I get this gold out of the way. We got this Bowser, and this Bob Plume gym break, and this One Piece break, and this Mega break. Oh, the Mega sub list has a lot of progress. So, oops, is the camera doing that stupid camera thing? Hold on, wait a second. All right, so check it out. Aha. So Mr. Javier took 3 spots. Chris is in there by 2. NHWC has 1. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 spots remaining on this sub list. Okay. Excuse me. Progress on Shining Tyranitar. Cool. He's got a ways to go. So we also have some stuff over here as well. So first of all, 1 spot left in here. This is the My Little Pony box break. Dear God. There's 1 spot left, okay? You can open up the whole thing. You could send it to a friend. You could resell it on eBay. It's up to you. This guy's going. It's 30, right? Yeah, this is $30. Crimson Invasion. Remember, reverse holo Pikachu, reverse holo Gengar. There's a good chunk of it already started. That's a good one. I try to tell people, they don't always believe me. I'm usually right. That's a good break. That's box split, Crimson Invasion. And we got to fill out these and these, okay? This is a good box split. Jump in there, guys. Oh, there's a new jumbo pack break. This might be fun just for today. $40 to get in here. Here's the cool thing. It's all Pokemon. This is exclusively Pokemon packs. So the entire thing is Pokemon from beginning to end. We got these 3 English packs, okay? Including this set of Heroes. It's good. And a lot of Japanese, a lot of Chinese, a little bit of the Korean too. The Korean cards don't cost very much, so they don't really contribute much to the cost of the pack. But there it is. It's all Pokemon. So one person can get. It's like one of those Sarah Dusenberry jumbo packs. So one person can get the whole bag for $40. 1 in 4 odds. Jump in there if you want a chance at a bit of fun. People buy into the live customs or the Poke Shuffles instead, but I mean that's pretty legitimate if you ask me. The jumbo pack break there. And then there's this guy. It's pretty far along. I think there's only 13 spots left now. So there's 6 people in here. Destined Rivals. You can keep it. You can resell it. You can open it. Whatever you want. But it automatically stays sealed for you. It's a big deal. All right. So that one's getting closer to being halfway done. So there you go. Those are the breaks. Mister, your private collection doesn't have a Beanie Babies? I'm disappointed. Yeah, I guess I could buy some Beanie Babies. All right. So Alex was suggesting he would like to keep an empty box of this Final Fantasy. I could probably help you out with that. Oh, this needs a sleeve. I bought this card because I thought it was kind of interesting to look at. This, don't know what I'm looking at, really. So, like, Uno, Pokemon playing cards, Dialga 1909. So that guy seems kind of cute. All right. Well. Let's grab this box. I want Rule of Rose, eventually J-Dog. Can the MLP winner send it to DP Fitness? I can send it to his old address if you want me to. I don't know if he still lives there. It's been a while. But yeah, I can send it to his old address. I mean, I can try to email him too. I can say, hey, everyone bought you a gift, or so-and-so bought you a gift. And then I can ask him, where do I ship this? All right, so Mr. Alex, 4 of these are yours. Do you want them all opened right now? There you go. Whoa. Don't want to knock over the phone. And then here is an empty box of Final Fantasy. So you can put this up on a shelf. Okay. He says yes. Okay, very good. Let's start sneeping. Oh, no sneeping. No. You said you want the booster packs. Okay. No sneaking. Oh, like a candy bar. Hero. Ooh. Balthier and Fran. Golbez, Clad in Darkness. That's pretty good. This is a lot of money here, guys. Here's Ultimecia, Yuna's Whistle, Summon Esper, Venat, double-sided. Ooh. Forest, Zidane, Fang Fearless Lasai. We got Delivery Moogle, Kokobo Kick. All right, Kokobo Kick it is. Why, when I ask to keep pack wrappers, you throw them away? It says NHCC. Well, these are really expensive ones. We are. Ow. I think if you were to ask me to keep like something cheap, I'd probably throw it away. But I don't remember throwing it away if you've asked me. Maybe I've done that in the past for something. But I actually prefer not to. We are. I'm just doing a little favor for Alex this time. Here's Golbez. Come on, gold chicken. Here's Balthier and Fran. Ooh. Wow, that's a surge foil. Looks great. Pack number 2. How much was this? He got the 4 of these for $500. It was an older price. If you go into the menu today, Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy has gotten quite a bit more expensive. All right. This was part of his slab away. Here's Ultima. Ooh. Search for Frozen Esper. I just sold one of these. Here's Jill, Shiva's Dominant. Siegfried, Famed Swordsman. Genova, Ancient Calamity. Edgar, Nogamika. Forest, Stolen Uniform. Cloud of Darkness. Ugh. Capital City. Black Waltz, Oprah Love Song, Oprah, Fight On, Hill, Dreams of Laguna. So here's Fight On. All right. Let's see if he gets some good luck. He needs like a Tifa Surge Foil or some fun thing like that, or Cloud Surge Foil to pop out. That would be really nice. Or yeah, obviously he could pull one of the very desirable Kokobos, but the odds of that are pretty tough. Right, like somebody opened a bunch of cases of these and didn't pull one, so getting it in just 4 packs would be pretty mind-blowing. Not that it's impossible. Set that to the side. All right, next pack. Is there not a way to open this like perfectly? They're pretty hard to open, you know, to open just right. Okay. Now, we've got Hero. Ooh. Triple Triad. Ooh. Furion, Swordmaster. All right, Furion. Tifa, Martial Artist. Not bad. Summoner, Primal Odin. Cyan, Vengeful Samurai. The Masamune, I don't know how to say it, Plains. Summon Chocobo, Zack Fair, Crystal Fragments, Ride the Spoof, Sage Nautilus or something. All right. Grab this. Sweet, Tifa. Hey, mister, did you think about the case of Distant Rivals I messaged about? Oh, yeah. I haven't had a lot of time to think about anything, man. I've been so freaking busy. We started this stream super late. I got a 50-minute video put out, and it took a while. Like, I had to get all the cards together, and then when it was over, I had to put them back away, and I had to make the video and upload it. It was just like, man, I haven't had time to do anything, I swear to God. And then I'm still late for the stream. Our triple martial artist. Yeah, so a case of Destined Rivals. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I have no interest in selling one. So I appreciate that you're asking for one. What I can help you with is like basically a Pokemon card loan where you pay it down over time. But I would just be restocking it, essentially. So I would just go buy one and then charge you over the price of that. I'm not exactly looking to reduce my holdings on it, unless I were to predict that it's overpriced or that it's a bad product or that it's going to perform poorly over time. You know, then maybe I'd be getting rid of it because I'd be, oh, I miscalculated on this one. But I don't know. I kind of like that I have 10 cases of it, and I kind of want to hold on to that. So it's kind of like coming over here and asking me, hey, why don't you sell me one of your Rocket Returns Dragonites or something like that? And, you know, I don't know what to do about it, you know? There were no prices spoken of. You didn't make me like an offer or anything like that, so I didn't get excited. Here's Memories Returning. Here's the Emperor, Hell Tyrant. Ooh, that's cool. That's a mythic rare. All right, so I think your chance for a Chocobo is over because I think this is the slot for it. Blitzball Stadium, Cypher, Almay or something, Kefka, Dancing Mad, Lindblom, Plains. Okay, here's Fenrir. Welcome to the world of pain, Alex. No! Here's Freya, Titus, Tonberry, Crystal Chosen, Crossroads, and Red Mage. All right, so we got you the empty packs and the empty box, and we can keep that for you as a special token. Here we are. My luck would be 100 packs before Golden Chocobo. That might not even be that much. That might be good luck. But yeah, it can be hard to pull the top pulls, obviously. I think you got some nice looking cards. Here we are. All right. They're $220 a pack if you want to buy another. I get it. I love the set. So wanted to get a case to hold on to. Got a case of Silver Tempest. Here we are. Yeah, Silver Tempest isn't bad either. Here we are. I like it because it's like one of the only Team Rocket sets that's been produced in a long time. Although so is Ascended Heroes, isn't it? Kind of interesting, right? Ascended Heroes has like Mewtwo. It's got Mimikyu. I don't know what else it's got in it. Mewtwo and Mimikyu's in there. Maybe a couple others. They got a couple reprints with like the R stamp reverse holo. So, but Destined Rivals is really nice. It's got the Mewtwo in it. It's got a lot of cards that are not Team Rocket in there from the Heat Wave Arena set, which includes a lot of Misty cards, Cynthia cards, Ethan cards. So all that's pretty neat. All right, there's no way for me to write on this that it's for you, so I just have to know. I'll have to tell Alexis it's for you. Hey, what's up, Andy Dirksen? Okay. You got to overpay to make Mr. Get Fancy. Well, yeah, I mean, so it's like an item that I would put onto my buy list. I'm not liquidate list. That's the problem. And so I get a lot of requests just like that to sort of liquidate my favorite things, and it's like, what do I do about it? I don't know what to do about it. We are. Make a Pokemon loan, maybe? That's about all I can think is making a Pokemon loan. It's basically a loan. Slabaway's a loan. It's like you get time to pay down this thing, and then I don't benefit from the price rise. You benefit from the price rise. So you have to almost place a gamble on that. Like, how much do you think it's going to rise over 6 months or over a year? And then, you know, so all of that's part of the deal, isn't it? We are. Ooh, Mr. Alex. Now, Alex, where are we keeping your stuff, Alex? I see you have a box over there, but it's pretty full. I think you have a fresh bag in here. Okay, July 16th, 2026, the day Alex wasted 500 on Magic. Hey, some of those cards, if they grade 10, probably easily earn back that money. Because this set has gotten more expensive over time. Not cheaper, more expensive. So he kind of locked this into a slab away and paid it down. And so he got it kind of like at an old price. To put it into perspective, I'm still selling these Final Fantasy packs, but they're now $220 per pack. So today, for about the same price, he would get like 2.5 packs. There's Mr. Alex. Now you got a fat bag, and I don't know if I have anywhere to store it. I guess I can put it on top of your box. That's not a waste. Those are fire. All right, so I'll put these up here. It would have been nice if a golden chocobo came out, right? Chocobo, whatever, however you say it. Hey, you want to see something cool, guys? Look at this. The last box of Scarlet Violet. This is the very last box. After this, we have no more. Pretty neat. Last night, we stocked up some Sarah Dusenberry jumbo packs, jumbo Pokemon packs. So these are ready to go. These are $200 a piece. They come with a bonus card, too, now. So you get a bonus card. Look at all that. A little bonus heat more. We can put packs in the slab away. Sometimes, not always, sometimes. Yeah, we can negotiate that. You just tell me what you want. What I do is, if you do that, I usually then go restock it after you've made the purchase. And then you just pay it down over time. All right. Whew. Let's see what we got. If you ever want to do that, just let me know. Now, who has the oldest order in here? So we finished Mr. Alex's order. Thank you, Alex. And then we have a Sergio order for Slabby Patty payment and ZELLE break spot. Slabby Patty payment. Okay, let's take a quick look at that. We're heading over here to Slabaway. Clicking on this. Sergio, you've got the two Clefairies. And this goes from $5.90 to $5.45. Nice job, man. As for a ZELLE giveaway spot, that's every $100. So help me out. Have you spent $100 so far since the last time? Let me double check. I don't know if I want to go look up all your orders, but you probably have. ZELLE. You know, you're not in here on the new one. I'll put you on the new one, okay? All right, let's see. Put you on the new one. L12. All right. It's every $100 roughly. There you go. I'm not very good at tracking every $100. Okay. And now we've got... I click over here. For Mr. David Morris, 2 other shuffles, 1 Merlin 2-pack. Mr. Did you find the missing SpongeBob card? No, I haven't gone looking at all. I didn't look for Justin's card either. All right, let's go get 2 other shuffles. Let's see. I apologize. I'm going to use ZELLE from now on. Yeah, ZELLE's good. Ready? When the minor typo. What was that thumbnail? My HOD. Those are like some of my private slabs, basically. It's not even all of them. There's more. There's about 550 of them in my... Whoa, the Destroy It. Nice, man. You got a card called Destroy It. It should be like $100. You just pulled a $100 card for like 10 bucks. That's the other shuffles, everybody. It's nice. Destroy It. It says T10, so you got the 10 version of it. Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. And we marked it down from $100 to $80. So, Mr. David, you can now keep the card or re-roll it for $70. Here it is. That's what it looks like. It features Frodo. They're about to make that Hunt for Golem movie, right? Destroy It. Ooh. Look at that. What? I win. Yeah, pretty good. You're way ahead, man. The card was actually supposed to be 100, but we marked it down to 80, so that's why it has a green label. What are you thinking? Keep it or re-roll it? So he also needs a Merlin 2-pack. Those are pricey. You could pull a holographic Charizard out of there. You really could. What's interesting is there's usually... Oh, the box is empty. There's usually 2 Charizards per... Not 2 Charizards. There's usually multiple Charizards per box. See that? Wow. There we go, guys. One more box of Merlin Series 2 is complete. That's a little scary. Just reminds you, it's all finite, you know? All Pokemon cards are finite. Excuse me. I'll keep it. Is PSA still accepting cards? No, I mean, like, if you pay $80 per card, they're still grading. Now, we do 2 other types of grading. We do BGS, which is not too bad for the kind of cards you just showed off. We got BGS and we got CGC. So those are the 2 options right now that we're doing. We're waiting for Tag and PSA to open. Alex, have you ever played Blasphemous? Merlin 2 Zard? And I'll be way up. Oh, yeah, especially if it grades 10. So if it grades 10, it could easily be like a $5,000 card. Okay, ready? I don't know what it would sell as a 10 anymore. Time's passed and everything's more expensive now. Primeape. Oh, you got a Charizard. Look at that. So that's still gradable. Looks great. Wow, if this one card grades 10 for you, you're doing really well. So there's two Charizards in the set at least. And there's a holographic Taurus. All right. Not bad at all. 2 pretty gradable cards in there. They're all gradable, but 2 really nice cards. I got part 1 and 2 last night. It's so good. There we are. There we go. Tauros, yeah. Tourists. Now, I can't remember. Did you have a small bag, a large bag? What's the deal, Mr. David? Did you need a new bag? Tell me a little bit about your bag situation. Wow, good day for me. I need a new bag. Okay, perfect. That helps. Let's grab you a box top loader, maybe. How well does this fit in this? That fits pretty well. So we're putting this in here just because we need some stability for a brand new bag. We don't want it to be all bendy, especially with like stickers in it. So we put that in there. That's going to make the whole bag stiff as a board. Don't get mad, mister, but I'd buy it. Here's David Moray's. All right. We're going to say David Moray's, and we're going to say 7.26. Here it is. Hey, mister, you're the epitome from rags to riches. I'm definitely an American rags to riches story. I came from a family of 11 children. We were extremely poor. I ran away at 17. I had no money. I worked at Target. Eventually, I worked at like Coca-Cola. Then I went to college. When I came out of college, I was still dirt poor. I was extremely poor. I was 28 years old, and I had virtually no money. In fact, what I had was no money, and I had a lot of debt. I'd been homeless before. I'd rented just like a room, like a nasty little room apartment with friends before. I've done everything. Today, I believe I'm a millionaire. I might be a multimillionaire. All right, let's see. I'm not a millionaire cash-wise, just asset-wise. Very big difference, by the way. So, for example, I'm not truly a millionaire until I sell. If I sell and I get $1 million of cash, then you can claim to be a millionaire. So I'm not truly a millionaire until I sell. Pokemon cards could go to zero. My collection, something could happen to it. I can't spend my cards on anything unless I find somebody willing to take, something valuable for a card like a Sea-Doo. Yeah, you can't spend your cards. You have to get rid of them first. So in theory, I'm a millionaire. You could call me Pokey Rich. I've gone from rags to Pokey Riches. All right. Thank you so much, David. Miss Kayla Taylor used this and $2 credit from the SpongeBob pack to give me a spot in the Gyarados trade break. All right. Did we create a store credit card for that? You need to buy a Lamborghini like all the big YouTubers. That is the worst idea. That's like taking all your hard work and throwing it away. No, but, maybe buying a nice house isn't a terrible idea. I don't know where. We are. All right, let's see. That would be one real reason to liquidate maybe a couple cards. Like you saw I had 3 legendary Zards. I don't need 3. Maybe I just need 1. Maybe try to sell 2 of those and sell these houses I own already and try to get a house somewhere. I don't know. Mr. has a crazy sandal that should be encased. Mr. would have the first Lamborghini in the Ozarks. I have... When I was really poor, I didn't buy clothing or shoes. I just kept wearing the same shoes. And I bought a pair of duct tape. And what I would do is I would retape the sandals so they would keep working so I wouldn't have to buy any new sandals. Mind you, sandals only cost like 15 bucks. I was just really tough financially that way. I was like, I don't need to spend money on sandals. I can just use tape. And that was my whole mindset. No, for everything in my life at the time, it was just like that. It's like, you didn't buy anything. That's the only way you survived is you didn't buy anything. So, yeah, I was pretty poor. Here we go, Miss Kayla. There was a brief period where I lived in my truck, too. I had, like, this truck, and I just slept in the back of it. Here it is. Just briefly. A little tough time period. There you are. Roommates you don't want to live with. That's another one, so you get stuck with the roommate you don't want. All right, so the trade break. Especially these days. Mr. being them New Balances. No, I'm usually just barefoot. I hate shoes. That's why it's sandals in the first place. Why am I wearing sandals? It's because I don't like shoes. I'm barefoot as much as I can. We are. All right, as much as I can get away with it. Mr. lives in the middle of nowhere around old money. Now, I don't know about that. I just live, it's in the Missouri countryside. It's pretty redneck, actually. I wouldn't call it old money. There are old money places in Missouri, like Clayton is pretty old money. Ladue, that's pretty old money. But, Yeah, I don't know. Missouri might become a no-tax state. We're going to figure out in about 20 days. 20 days, Missouri votes on whether to become no-tax state. And there's an argument for staying. Or I could pack my bags and go to California. Or I could go to South Carolina, maybe like Charleston or Myrtle Beach. Or I could go to Tennessee, a true no-tax state. It's already got no taxes, and it's got a lake. So there's some options. The option for staying here is I've got these houses for nothing. So I don't have a big mortgage or anything like that. I could just sell the other two houses and have a very small mortgage. Javier Arroyo, 1 Marvel Magic CB. Marvel Magic CB. You got it, man. All right, loving these. But we're running out of them. So we're running low on these. I'm having trouble. We can't keep them in stock. World Cup was in Missouri. Mr. Barefoot Millionaire. Yeah, I hate shoes. I have a plastic pair of sandals, and that is my shoes. I've got it's from Walmart, a plastic pair of sandals, and I've been wearing those for a couple years now already, so I'm pretty much just doing the same thing. And I've got a Walmart shirt on and Walmart shorts. All right, here we are. And that's it. And then all the money just goes into Pokemon. So, you know, pulling off what I pulled off, where you can go from maybe not being worth very much to being worth an awful lot, it's only possible if you take some really extreme, you know, like steps. Like you have to take all the money you can and just go deep into what you think it's going to flip. Here's Doombot Harbinger. Ooh. You know, you ever hear about those guys that got rich in crypto? They didn't invest like $1,000 into crypto. They took like their life savings, right? That's what they did. They did a big gamble. And then there are a lot of people who lose who you never hear about because their story's not interesting. Ooh. Their story's not interesting, so you never hear about them. And then there are some winners as well. And then you only hear about the winners. So, but I got a winner's story right now, and I hope it stays that way. Here's Shang-Chi, Master. You got this last night, Shang-Chi. All right, very cool, man. All right. I'm watching Mr. Rip Packs from PSA. Cool, man. Here's Bedlam. All right. Did you see what PSA did to my, one of my returns? They like encapsulated 3 of the cards backwards. And I'm assuming I can just contact PSA and get that fixed. But I'm so lazy, I don't want to do it. There's breaking news. Greek lady, even Jen barely shows up. Yeah, we are. We miss Jen. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I got 3 cards like this. Look, they encapsulated it backwards. Oops. McDonald's 30th anniversary burgers announced. I hear that PSA is stepping up the speed that they get cards graded. That's really impressive. Shang-Chi. Okay. 30th anniversary burgers. Oh, right. So they're not reprinting the Burger Chew, are they? I wouldn't know who you would contact. Yeah, every submission I get back from PSA, there's always some like weird thing that's gone wrong. Like they refuse to encapsulate something that they've encapsulated before, or like a slab shows up and it's damaged, it's cracked. Like they can't just pack it with a little more bubble wrap or something. And then in this case, I got 3 that got reverse encapsulated. But overall, PSA does a really good job. I just consider it part of doing business, I guess. Javier, let's see. We're putting you up here. Obviously, I can't speak too much, but PSA is currently hiring to alleviate the backed up orders. It's a great time to get a job with PSA, guys. They got more demand than they can service. So if you needed a job, go apply at PSA. Tell them that you'll relocate. Tell them you'd be happy to relocate. We are. Yeah, if any of you guys are listening to this, if you're passionate about cards, there's jobs with PSA. Probably true for all of them. CGC is in Florida. PSA is in New Jersey and California. And TAG is in California, I believe. Yeah, they're in California. So, any others? I don't know where. BGS is Texas, I believe. Yeah, so I bet they're all hiring. I don't know where SGC is. Bet you they're all hiring. The grading hiring process is insane. Like, you really can't get hired as a grader. You really can't get graded as a grader, hired as a grader, unless you have some serious training. All right. So, next up, what do we got? It's the Thursday daytime stream We're in the middle of July. Traditionally, July was not a good sales month. You know, it's the summertime. The worst sales of the year were always in July. It's actually like October when it starts picking up. Mr. Jesus, he's next. He says, Pokey Shuffle. He wants 6 of them. All right. Sent DM, Mr. No card shown yet. What? SGC is closed down. SGC closed down? Really? How's CGC and BGS staying open? That's what I wonder. All are hiring and are willing to hire out of state as long as you can relocate, like Mr. said. Hear that, guys? Opportunity rings. 1, 2, 3. Say goodbye to your mama and your daddy and say, I'm on my, journey now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is PSA never going to do bulk pricing again? They'll do it again. Yeah, they'll do it again. They just have to get enough workers relative to the demand. Enough machines and enough workers. There we go. 1 cold round. Mr. Jesus. Sorry, man. SGC, I don't know. Seems like it, though. Reopen TCCG. Yeah, I know. If only Mr. John was still working with us, we'd probably be getting so many grades. It'd be a money cash cow. So sad. All right, here's Ki-Hyun Ro. He wants 14 of the OP15s. Did I say 14? He wants 24. All right, give me a second. I got to go grab more boxes of it. All right, so this is officially a fresh case. You bought out the previous case, and that means it's time to do a price check. You ready? We're about to find out that these are way more expensive. I already know they are. You know why I know that? Because I intentionally underpriced them in the past. These were underpriced just to get some of them to sell. All right, you ready? I believe I've been selling these to you for about the price I paid for them. There's a break-even price. Let's see. OP15. Okay, here's a Japanese case with 23 watchers. OP15. This is probably the cheapest one. Now, it's coming directly from Japan, which means there's an import fee. Here's the import fee is $270. So we're going to say this plus this. Okay. Plus the shipping fee, which is $300. Wow. That's a pretty high base set price or base price. Now we're going to cut in a profit margin and divide it by 12 and divide that by 24. It says the price on these packs should be $11. Does that sound correct? That sounds really high. It's no wonder you might be wanting to, purchase a whole case of them. Let me try this again, because $11 sounds really expensive. But again, it's no surprise you'd be buying whole booster boxes of them if they were considerably underpriced. What the hell? Are those cases? So here's a case in China that appears to be a little bit cheaper, but it's got 2 prices to it. Why would it have 2 prices? Okay, hold on. Wait. Oh, this is opened live. Okay. Okay, here's one in the United States. Hold on. I found it cheaper. Here's one in the U.S. Okay, I did better. Here's one in the U.S. This is going to be much cheaper. Much cheaper. There's no shipping fee. There's no import fee. This would be much better. Divided by 12. Divided by... Oh, this is much better. Okay. So it looks like the new price will come out to 6.5. Whew. What a difference that makes. Okay, and what are we doing? We're doing, I think we're doing 5, aren't we? Yep. So it goes from 5 to 6.5. Not bad. That's not a dramatic change. Just a little increase there. 120 to 152, I think. There, so let's see. Not a big change on these. Thank heavens. We have a decent amount left. You just finished a case off, and we have 2 more cases. So we're pretty decently stocked on these. Whenever they sell out, we're not restocking them. They're just going to stay as they are. Okay, the price changes in, and now we open up your whole booster box of it. Thanks for the big orders, man. You've been a busy bee over here. There we go. All right. And let me just make sure I did that right as well, right? I did that right, didn't I? Oops. Divided by 12, divided by 24. Yeah. Okay, not bad. Now it's too deep. I can't stop. No. Too deep. I'll put this back over here. Good luck. Probably going to end up buying it all. Sad face. Ready? Good. All right. Ooh. Ooh, lovely. That's what she said. Question mark? Okay. How's that camera doing? Is the camera okay? Camera's not driving anyone crazy? Now, we posted a brand new video today showing off most of my Pokemon PSA 10 collection. Not all of it, but most of it. And quite a bit of it's still laying around the room, or it's like in a specialty box, or it's in the PSA vault. But it's a really fun video. It's 50 minutes long. You could turn it on as a background music one day, or like if you're just laying around, you just want to see what kind of cards I got. It's got a lot of cards in it. Manga Enel. Is it Enel or Enel? Enel and Anis. 2 names that sound like butthole names. All right, good luck. You might actually pull a manga. This is a 100% fresh sealed case. So now you're pulling from the next case. Let's see what we got. We used to sell, oh, right away. Wow, you pull this Luffy card again. This is a great pull, in my opinion. Look at that, guys. Did you know this card was in there? Wow. I'm going to get sad. I wasn't born 8 years earlier if I watched that video. We are. Yeah, some of those cards are doing pretty well over time. Look at this Luffy. Raw 50, PSA 10, $400. Ooh, you got to get that card graded in the future. That's what that means. Greek lady says nice. All right, here's a hollow. So this is for Ki-Hyun Ro, who we've been calling Ro Ki-Hyun this whole time. And here's an SR. That Luffy be punching on these One Piece. Here we are. One Piece has been doing pretty well for us for a long time. Still buying and selling One Piece. One of the, probably the second largest set on the channel. The set does pretty well. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Beautiful cards like these. Here's another Luffy card. Double Luffys in one box? What's up with that? Look at that, guys. He got 2 cards, actually. Wow, that's a great box. So you have definitely profited on this box, in my opinion. You've done well on this box. Okay. Okay. I remember back in the day when people used to buy whole boxes of Pokemon. That was a fun time. Do you guys remember that? Pokemon's too expensive for that these days. These packs cost him $5 a pack. Could you imagine, like, Could you imagine Ascended Heroes costing $5 a pack? How much we'd open? Could you even imagine it? Or like Phantom, what's it called? Phantasmal Flames. Imagine Phantasmal Flames, $5 a pack. You can't. It's almost impossible to imagine. Okay, there we go. So, I think we've reached a point where the box that we put your stuff is pretty full. So we're running out of room. What shall we do about it? Grabbing all these. If you get distribution, how will that change your prices? I think distribution should lower my prices by a few dollars. It won't be that dramatic of a change probably, but it could be a pretty nice relief on pricing, and it could make us a lot more competitive with other people who have similar pricing. But I think it takes a little while to build up your reputation with a distribution company. There we go. I watched it like 20 times. What have you watched 20 times? The thing is, once a card set kind of isn't printed anymore, the price on it doesn't change at all. So, for example, Destined Rivals. I don't think I can just buy fresh cases of Destined Rivals from like distribution, right? So that price is just set. It's not going to go up or down very quickly. It's just going to follow the market for a long time. But yeah, so for some of the freshest products, I think it will lower the price by a few dollars. And that could be meaningful. Yeah, that could be a big deal. How's this RX box? So this RX box has Russ in it, Ruben, Raymond, Raphael is in here. Someone named Ruby from an expired bag is in here. Time to put Mr. Roki Hune in here. Roki Hune, you're going in the RX box. 2 bags in the RX box. Your extra bag shall go into the RO box. Okay. Good. What's next? William Wafter says, Gyarados Poker Spot. Okay, Gyarados. I say they increase it because he's a scalper. Pokemon should sue you for illegal use of IP. What? Could you even imagine? I think I've probably brought more money to Pokemon than most people, right? Like 99% of the population. If it wasn't for YouTubers making Pokemon content, could Pokemon have even gone as viral as it has? So, I don't know about that. We go. All right. Very nice. And we'll turn this into a 5. Bazoop. Very good. That's the Gyarados Poker Spot. What's next? We'll go ahead and delete this. Yeah, like no one makes companies like PSA more money or BGS or CGC or any of those companies. No one makes more money for those companies than someone like me, because they're basically getting a never-ending free advertisement from me. So same deal like with Pokemon. If I'm constantly showing off Pokemon product and singing its praise, I'm like a free advertiser. It should be the other way around. They should come over and give me a paycheck. That's what they should be doing. They should say, hey, would you like free product? And you know, honestly, other people should do that too. Let's say you're working on a TCG. This does actually happen. I do get offers to get free TCG. So, you know, if you're working on a card set, you should come over and say, hey, will you open this up for free? I think I heard the MetaZoo guy talking about that. There was the new head of MetaZoo, and he was saying, if you're a YouTuber, we should give you free boxes of, you know, MetaZoo to sell. And it's like, yeah, because the power of YouTube is insane. I think it's fair because for me to get these packs, I need to wait around a week to get shipped, and I need to pay shipping from outside the USA. So we could do either. We can ship to your home in the United States, or we can do international shipping. We're able to do either of those things. All right, let's see. Okay. So now, let's see. 2 spots in the trade break. Andy Dirksen, put me in the Pidgey break, 2 spots in the trade break. Can you show me my bag? I might have 2 bags. Andy Dirksen. So let's grab 2 spots in the trade break. Ready? Andy Dirksen. Good. There we go. Hey, what's up, Mr. Jeff? How's it going, man? Andy Dirksen. Very good. 2 spots in the trade break. Gyarados. Oh, we're putting it in a separate bag. Very nice. Expensive booster pack. Pokebox. Second MetaZoo. Let's see. Ooh. 2 in here. Ready? So this goes up to 7. 7 out of 20. The Gyarados now has 13 spots remaining. Now you're going to finish off the Pidgey. So I don't think Brandon's here to watch this to see how it ends. Okay, we'll set this over here. Andy Dirkson's joining the other half of the Pidgey break. Let's see. Where's Brandon's card? Wait, doesn't he have a card? Pretty sure he does. Robert Wright, Dominic, Jose, Carlos, Jeffrey, 6, Cactuar Queen. I swear he's got one. Beatrice, Roki Hune, Andrew, Eddie Burt. Brandon needs a new card? Weird, I thought he had one. Could have sworn he had one. He has to have had one. He's been in other breaks. Did I lose his card? Oh, I'm so dumb. It's in the back of the slab. Ta-da! All right. I'm such a goofball. Here it is. Forgot we do that. So we grab this. We'll put this here. All right. It's in the back of the card. And Andy Dirksen. I don't remember if you had one. I don't think I saw you in here. So let's get you a fresh one. Okay, we'll try that. Ascended are going down price-wise. I hope so. I hope they print it. It's a fantastic set. I'd love to see it come way down. I think they're probably going to make, reprints of that set for like over a year. That's what they did with 151, like Blooming Waters. And they did that with some other sets too. Like they did that with Paldean Fates. So Paldean Fates, they just kept printing it. They kept doing like those collector sets. So I'm hoping something like that happens for Ascended Heroes. It's almost certain that it's going to happen. I mean, I would bet money it's going to happen. Can I request if I can be on Fire Energy card for my gym card? Yeah, we could probably do something like that. Okay, you ready? All right. Da-da-da. Shuffling these. Okay. Here goes. We've got Fire Energy. Ooh, that's good for Brandon. Oh, you both have an energy card. That's Raticate and Skeledirge on round 1. All right, and Andy is in the lead. Round 2. Here's the Deer, and here's Jolteon. Round 2 is just going to go to Brandon. You guys are tied up. Round 3. Here's Chen Pao and Garchomp. That's it. That's the end. It goes to Andy Dirksen, who pulls Garchomp. Congratulations, Andy. Sorry, Mr. Brandon. Brandon's card is going to break even now between misses and hits. So he's 2 and 2. Okay. Andy Dirksen. Boom. Congratulations. Other shoppers are charging 14. Other shoppers are. There we go. All right, very nice. So Koga's Pidgey is going to go to Andy Dirksen. Very good. All right. I'll toss this over here. Now he says, can you show me my bag? I think I have 2 bags. So you'd like me to go hunt down 2 bags? Is that the deal? Let's see. Please add the digital. Oh, you've got a digital collection. I didn't know that. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, it's a good thing to remind me of that because I usually don't remember. All right. We're going to turn this down. Andy Dirksen. And we'll just go ahead and take a picture of that. Okay. Congratulations on the Koga's Pidgey, man. All right. Good. Now, as for your bags, here's an Andy Dirksen. Andy Valdez. Andy Dirksen, number 2. That's right. So here are your bags. You've got 2 bags. Looks like they got some Star Wars in them. Okay. All right. There you have it, man. All right. Very good. All done with Andy Dirksen. What's next? Andy Dirksen. I'll take the Star Wars PSA 10 Biker Scout down. Ooh, good choice. Here it is. Look at it. So cool, man. Graded 10. I'll put this into your Discord server channel as well. Oh, you're having a good day so far. All right, take a picture of this. You got 2 nice slabs coming into your collection. Okay, we're gonna take a picture. There we go. Someone's offering me $500 for Poker Yellow Back Dragonite PSA 10. Thoughts? Well, I mean, if they're really going to pay that much for it, that could also be the sign that that's the new price on it. So it's a question of, what are you looking to do? Increase your holdings or decrease your holdings? We know Dragonite's a solid hold because it's Dragonite, and 500 is a pretty good price. Do you feel that you could get them back for less than 500? If you do, maybe it's time to sell. If you feel like it would be hard to get the card back for 500, maybe it's time to hold. But, you know, overall, your philosophy about whether to hold a lot of collectibles or sell your collectibles is up to you. All right. It's a nice way to keep track of the slabs you have, especially if you're international. That's right. So, what next? Doobie-doobie-doo is 5:14. We're making good progress, everybody. Good time. Let me adjust the camera a little bit here. All right, we'll hit refresh over here. Okay, the queue is empty. We just ran out of orders just now, and that means we get to do other stuff. Let's see what other stuff we're gonna do. We're gonna take this cute little Jolteon and pop it up into the Poke Shuffle. That's what we're gonna do. So he's gonna go in for 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. I sent on ZELLE. Okay, let me take a look at that. Number 12. Jolteon P10. Trying to think if anything came in today. No mail today. We're waiting for a lot of mail to start showing up. It is. I was hoping we'd have something in the mail today to show off. Got some restocks in the mail, so that was good. But yeah, we need like some like new sets and stuff. My Snorlax. Okay, so ZELLE, huh? Let me hit refresh on ZELLE because I didn't see it. Oh, there it is. And he says 1 Gem 5. Is Gem 5 really $4? I thought Gem 5 was $5. Pokemon Chinese Gem 5. It's $4. I've been charging $5 when I put it in the packs. All right, here you go. Wow, you guys got to open more of this. Remember, Captain Pikachu's in here. So this set, we got a lot of this. And Captain Pikachu's in here as a full art, by the way. But not just a full art, also a reverse holo stamp. It is. So this right here is $4 a pack, and a whole box of it costs $72. So, you know, we have a pretty good price on our Gem 2, I suspect. And that Pikachu is probably going to perform well over time. I think we sold a case and a half of it so far. Yes. The Sam's Club drop of Ascended is actually 14 packs for $55. Ooh, good, 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 good. So I like what I'm hearing about that. That will drive prices down. All right, let's see. When does that come out? Is that already out? Okay, here's a Skarmory. I mean, it should, in theory, drive prices down every time it gets reprinted. So that's a reprint, obviously, right? So that should push prices down. The other reason the other reason prices can get pushed down on a set like that is because you got the launch of the 30th anniversary in Pitch Black, and people are going to start redirecting money to those sets. So demand that would have been there for Ascended Heroes is going to go to other places now. Now, wait a second, Alex. We're going to get you a new bag. I think 30... Yeah, exactly. So it will basically redirect funds to other things. You are. Ascended Heroes is no joke, man. We've opened so much of that. Heavily, heavily opened. I do notice, though, it slowed down the minute we posted Gengar. Did you guys notice that? We posted Gengar and then demand popped. No, it didn't pop. It faded. And I feel like that's very predictable. We see that a lot, actually, with a lot of sets. Anytime you post a big pull, that set tends to slow down a little bit. All right, let's see. Excellent to be here again. Hey, what's up, Mr. T-Virus? How's it going? It's going well. All right, the 21st of this month. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Well, let me look into Ascended Heroes. Let's see. I was going to say, you know, a lot of the times with Ascended, nah, that's more expensive. A lot of the times with Ascended Heroes, I noticed we would pull a duplicate SIR. Okay, so what I am seeing is our price is going to remain the same. All right. So the price on Ascended Heroes has not moved in a convincing way. But maybe a little while after that new Sam's Club drop comes out. Let me check over here too. So I'm going to check a third place. All right, Ascended Heroes. Nope, hasn't changed over here either. So it is not really changed in price yet. But hopefully what you're describing, the Sam's Club drop, maybe that'll affect it. And it just depends on the demand, I guess. The demand could really be that high that it doesn't. All right, so let's see. Good. What do we have over here? What's this? New messages. Someone's always trying to make me a loan. Please borrow money for us for a fee. All right. I wonder how our tag submissions are doing. You want me to hit refresh on that? They're never going to get tag done. Dang, dude. How can we help? Send us a message. Let's see. What brings you here today? Let me see if I can complain. Let's see. Checking status of order. Can I send a message? Order number. How do I get the order ID? Oh, wait. Can I actually click on this? That doesn't look quite right. All right, hold on. Wait a second. Let me grab this order ID. There it goes. Please clearly outline your question. I'd love to get this back sometime soon. It's been a while, and I'm all out of tag slabs. Ticket has been created. Thank you. We have opened a ticket. Oh, okay. Easy enough. So I just sent Tag a message saying we'd like one of our submissions back. Maybe they'll pay attention. I don't know. Maybe there's the whole squeaky wheel theory. All right. So what do we have next? Please pre-order Nikkei Weiss Volume 2. Nikkei Volume 2, huh? So you don't get shafted on prices like with Brown Dust. Ooh, okay. So you think it's really cheap right now and that it's likely to go up. I'll take a quick look. Let's see. Weiss Nikkei Volume 2. I'm not seeing it. I'll ask my supplier about it real fast. My audience is asking me to pre-order Weiss Nikkei Volume 2. All right, because they don't want the price to jump over time. Any thoughts? Also, let me look up the release of the Pokemon Esmeralda. Esmeralda releases, let's see, release date. Wait, not Pokemon Emerald. It's called Storm Esmeralda. Storm Esmeralda. It releases on July 31st. So I'm still waiting on a price on Esmeralda. I'm gonna message this guy over that too. Releases July 31st. Okay, and then so One Piece releases simultaneously now, doesn't it? One Piece OP 17 release date. I wish my guy would just give me a price on these because he's making me nervous. Okay, that comes out in August, so that's not a concern. All right, let's get back to the queue, shall we? Ivan Rodriguez, Fish Magic card on the table. The Fish Magic card. Oh, the Giovanni's Magic Carp. Yes. Trump's going to talk about election fraud today. Funny his wins weren't fraudulent, apparently. Here it is. Okay, so CS Men's been having a pretty good day because he's been selling through these. Here you go. You got it, Mr. Ivan. There it is. Okay, sweet. More politics. My gosh. Let's go ahead and get... Wow. PayPal takes so much from that. They took $5 of that order from us. That's crazy how much PayPal takes. They just take a ton, dude. All right, so he gets about $112 from that. Let's go get his store credit card. I need to try and set up a way to give him money on Zelle. Yeah, I have trouble setting up Zelle accounts because they want me to put in my debit PIN card, which I don't have a debit PIN card. So I always struggle with that. I guess what I could do is ask them to give me one, like give them a phone call or something. He has $837. Wow. What do you guys think of that? We have officially sold $837 worth of cards for Mr. CSman on consignment. If you guys have slabs sitting at home you want me to sell for you, mail them in. We'll get them sold. And you have instant store credit, very easy store credit. Midterms, yeah, the midterms are coming around. They're in November, right? So we're just a couple months off from that. It's a big deal. What do you guys think? You think Trump's got any chance at all? Because normally during the midterms, power swaps hands. Meaning if it was a Republican supermajority, it becomes Democrat. If it was a Democrat thing, it becomes Republican. So usually a president, by the time the midterms rolls around, he loses power. And to be honest, that's a sign no one's ever happy with what the president does. And it's been that way for years. We're going to head over here to the consignment sold channel. I think he's cooked. I think he's in a lot of trouble. CS Man. I do. We're going to say Magikarp 9, 150. All right. I'm not exactly rooting for the Democrat Party either because none of their ideas sound good. They're just like the Socialist Communist Party now. It makes me sad. They should just be the party of science and reason, in my opinion, but they are the party of like redistribution or something like that. But, which never works. It's like, yeah, I'm not a big fan anyways. So, but anyways, the Republican Party, Trump's biggest thing, I think, has been going to war with Iran. That's going to be what he's most remembered for in the midterms. It's the war in Iran. And so he should have been most remembered for making the cost of living extremely cheap. And he still probably could have gone to war with Iran in the second half of his, you know, reign of power, or whatever you want to call it, his term. But he went in the first half. And I think it's going to cost him the midterms. I really do. So nobody really wants war because what Americans really want is to feel wealthy. We want to feel wealthy. We want to feel like the cost of goods are going down. Housing's going down. We want to feel like the cost of healthcare is going down. The cost of oil is going down. And the war in Iran's virtually been the opposite of that. But, you know, maybe that's all been calculated. Maybe there was just no chance of that because maybe they really were that close to a nuclear bomb and Trump was like, nah, you know, like if we're going to go to war with them, we have to do it right now. Maybe that's how he felt about it. I don't know. All right, here we are. Look at all this. Ooh. I wonder what he's going to open with all that. Nice about the slabs. What's a Democrat? Dems and Republicans both suck. I deregistered as a Democrat. Living is cheap. Trump made $1 billion in office, so there's that. Yeah. That just makes him smart. No, I'm just kidding. Well, you know, he sold that Trump coin or whatever. That's like a Logan Paul move. It is. So this is the jumbo pack break. Have you guys ever wanted to open one of those packs like what Sarah Dusenberry opens? Well, here it is. It's right here. And you could open it yourself. It's 41 and 4. We just had a jumbo pack break go off, a previous round of it. And so here's a fresh one. All right. So we do have a couple slabs left to price. Look at these bad boys. Here's Link, Shard of Agony, Ocarina of Time, Ganondorf, and Zelda. The Dusenberry Special. Yes, that's right. The Dusenberry Special. Did you see he's allowing banks and financial institutions to get access to his Truth Social posts early? Really? I haven't heard of that. You are? He's just good at business. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's, you know, people have been talking about politicians selling access to themselves because you get special deals, you get knowledge, you get information, and that can really turn into real world outcomes. Like, for example, there was those Hunter Biden paintings that were not very good, and they still sold for like millions of dollars. And so they said, okay, well, this is just a backdoor way for, you know, Joe Biden to, you know, peddle influence. And you could consider that corruption. I don't know. It's weird. Trump just does it so out in the open. It just makes it seem like this is just how it's done. Duh. Yeah, you just buy me or something like that. But yeah, you know, I think Iran accused Jared Kushner and someone else of having insider knowledge about the negotiations, and that they were using this insider information to actually place bets, you know, on like Kalshi or something like that. I heard that that was like a news report I read, and I was like, that is interesting. Like, how do you stop that? You know, you got so many ways now to bet on the outcome of political, you know, political news. And the people involved, should they all be banned from Kalshi? Should they be banned from the stock market? You know what I mean? Like, it seems like that is the common sense route. We just haven't written any rules like that yet. So there has to be some rules that say, you know, if you're part of the negotiation team, you got to put a zip on it, and you're not allowed, no one you know is allowed to place bets on Kalshi or something. But how would you even police that? You know, like, how would you enforce that? Somebody would have to blab. Something like that, you know? Somebody would have to tell on someone else in order to catch that person and put them in trouble. If we even pass the law, which I'm sure the policymakers don't want to pass that law. They want to pass all kinds of other laws, but they're not super interested in putting restrictions on how they make money. Actually, that was one of the things they were talking about with the death of Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham, he's the Republican senator who just passed away. He passed away. He only had $2 million. And for all the other things he's not liked for, I think people at least respected that he didn't really use his position in office to become like a, you know, multi-millionaire or something like that. 2 million after 30 years of service is pretty poor, actually, especially for having such an important position in the country. You probably could have made quite a bit more. Maybe he just liked to spend it. Actually, my theory is he has no kids to leave it to, so he just, you know, what's the point? Kind of interesting, right? But that's also why I feel like it's probably a great idea for politicians to have kids, because you do want politicians to be thinking about the future. So maybe one of the reasons he had no money to give up is because who's it going to go to? His dogs? So he probably figured there's no point in saving. I just need enough money to do what I'm going to do each year. You know, you start to save and build a trust when you have somebody to leave it behind for. CC rules for the powerful, exactly. There's money, more money overseas, maybe. Who would he even give it to? There's no one, he has no bloodline, you know? And so you have like the president of France, he has no children, Macron. And you had the president of Germany, Merkel. She was in power for a very long time. And she made some pretty consequential decisions about German immigration and all that. She had no children. And yeah, it's a really interesting thing. It makes you wonder, like, is it such a good idea to put the most powerful person in your country in charge and they have no investment in the future at all because they have no kids? I think it's a risk. All right, Shard of Agony. I think they probably view the world a little different. This is just going to be $50, but you can't buy it by itself. It's going to be part of a group. And now this is the Ocarina of Time. I love it. This one's going to be $80. All right, so those are just sort of like item cards. Now, these are the good cards right here. Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf. Now, these are going to be 100 apiece. Very reasonable. Very reasonable. If you look these up online, there's probably some online for like $400 a piece, which I think is too high. But, you know, one day they won't be too high. That'll be the actual price one day, which is why you should consider purchasing these. And why am I selling them if they're so good? Well, I've got more to grade. So I have more to grade, okay? So in the future, I'll have these again. Probably not for a long time. Have you considered I probably won't have more of these for a long time because eventually, PSA will open back up, but we don't know when. Could be months. Could be like 6 months. And then even when they do open back up at an affordable price, it could be another 4 months before the bulk grading is returned, because you got to grade these bulk in order to make them feasible, to make them profitable. So $100 a piece on these is very nice. You got to consider it if you're a big Zelda collector. Look at this. Year 2011 is very old. Let me go get a rubber band for them now. You should put them in one package and call it the trifecta, the Triforce. Yeah, well, they're going to be one purchase as a group. Notice how what's going on here. I've graded people. I already graded these before, and they all sold. They all sold already. And by the way, that was like almost a year ago. And you know what we charged for them back then? Same price, $100 a piece. So we haven't changed the price. I think it's generous. I think it's very fair. So, but last time what we did was I graded Ace, King, Queen, Jack. And somebody mentioned, why don't you get the 10 graded so that you can call it a royal flush, which it is, like in actual poker. So here it is, the royal flush, Ace, King, Queen, Jack, 10. All the main characters are here. Really nice. And the total cost on this will be $300, $380, $430, I think? $430. So $430, that's for 5 slabs. It's going to be possible to put those into slab away, okay? My knuckles. Almost done with these, by the way. You know, there's just a little more to price up. Musabot says kind of tempting. All right, so I just put a rubber band around them like this, I think. The rubber band's too loose. I don't know, it's a smaller rubber band than that black rubber band. We are. So I could do this. Aren't rubber bands interesting? What are they made out of? Rubber? Who invented the rubber band? Such a clever tool. Just a household item. All right, there we go. So they're all together, and the price is $430 for the whole lot. And you can put this into slab away if you wish, or you can just buy it outright, or even trade for it. I'm always open-minded to trades. Now, we already have one. We have the Wind Waker version. Where is it? Is it over here somewhere? Ah, here it is. So if you missed this last night, here's the same exact thing, but this is the, notice it's the hearts, and this will be Wind Waker. All right. So same deal, see? Cool, man. Again, when's the next time I'm going to have these available? Could be like a year from now. I got more to grade, but PSA's got to catch up with their backlog first. Then they have to open up, and then I have to send them in, and then they take probably like 4 or 5 months to return. So once these are sold, you won't get another chance at them for some time. They're pretty unique compared to some of the other things we sell. We're very fortunate to get 10s on them. You know, they don't all grade 10. So this was some of the best part of our return were these cards. Very lucky. And we're selling them together as a set. Isn't that cool? That's way too cool. All right. I think this one's got to stay up here because we already took a picture of this one. Mister, those Megalago Cannon Dialgas went down on eBay. Want to make the trade down for some of my times? The Megala... You're talking about the blue ones? Nah, I'll probably buy more of them. Here it is. He's already proven to be a very good card. You talking about the hyper rare? Or you talking about the blue ones? The blue ones, he's got to be talking about the blue ones. How cheap did they get? Wow, great deals, mister. I think they're pretty cool. Again, you're getting 5 slabs. You're not paying $4.30 for a single slab. You're paying like $100 per card, and it's already old. It's from 2011. Let's see. He called them Megalo Cannon Dialga. Okay, let's see. Oh, geez, they're still expensive. They're 3,200, huh? Jeez. Wow. 77 watchers on that. I'm gonna toss this back over here. I don't know if now's the time for me to be working on acquiring any more of those. I got a little heartburn there. I haven't eaten today. Hey, let's see what's in the queue now, guys. So it is the Thursday daytime stream, and we have an Eddie Mendoza order for 2 live customs. Let's get them. 2 live customs. Lately, some of the best-selling products in the stream have been Poke Shuffles and live customs. People like them more than anything. I don't know why. I think it's the instant gratification. Like, we got that jumbo pack break over there, right? So in theory, that should be doing well. It's all Pokemon packs, in fact. But instead, 2 packs of live customs sell. Ready? Boop. Gyarados 10. That sounds promising. Its number is 007. From the live customs. Ooh, that's heavy. You put a lot of stock in watchers. I just use it similar to like on IG. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know. Are you saying that I find that the watchers on eBay are relevant? Here we go. Oh, we just put that one back in. So that's Classic Collection Gyarados. Classic Collection Gyarados. Really nice card. You know, those Classic Collection cards are actually tricky to grade. Did you know that? So they probably printed plenty of these, but I bet a bunch of them are failing to grade 10. Because when you pull them out of the pack, many are off center, and then many have a problem up on the left corner where there's like a notch, and so that just disqualifies them from being able to grade 10. This one has a nice 10, and the artwork is from Heart Gold, Soul Silver. What do you think, Eddie? Is this a keep, or is it a re-roll for 125? Okay. Lovely card there. What's this? There was one more SpongeBob. Okay, I'm giving this one to Miss. Is she watching? Is Miss Kayla Taylor watching? I'm giving her this SpongeBob if she's watching. Can you fix the notch? It seems possible, but here's the important thing to take away from it. The vast majority of people will never fix it. They don't know how to do that, and it takes some skill too. Gyarados is always a keep. Oh, he says keep. All right, very good. Mr. Eddie. Mr. Eddie Berto was doing extremely well yesterday, and so his luck continues today. Yeah, you're way up right now. Yes, I am here. I got a free pack of SpongeBob for you. We are? All right. So apparently there was one more pack. You counted it right that night. And what I had done is I had set one to the side. That's what I had done. I'm going to give this to you for free because sometimes we do free ones. Here's SpongeBob, Life's Sweet. Okay, and we got a Happy SpongeBob, and we got a Sea Leprechaun, and we got a Bikini Bottom Pearl. Boy, it looks like it's going to rain out there, guys. I'm looking out the window. It's only 5:40, and it's getting dark out there, so it's about to rain, I'm pretty sure. I need more free time, man. I need time to, like, go walking and exercise. It's so hard. I can't keep up with everything, like all these submissions and everything else I do, and the streams, and I'm making content. I can't keep up with it and get like, some exercise. You know, I've been thinking a long time about it. I might have to give up one of the streams someday in order to truly be able to focus on my health or something, focus on being fit, because that's a really important thing for me these days. I couldn't keep working on increasing my Pokemon card collection, but I think I'm pretty good on my Pokemon card collection already. And what I really lack in life is health and fitness. Here we are. The tough question would be, where do we squeeze in that extra walk? Okay, so in addition to the usual Nikkei popularity, this release will feature embossed autograph cards, 14 newly drawn illustrations, a first edition AGR. Since it is currently undecided whether the box set and carton bonuses will be included in future reprints, it's only natural for customers to want pre-order now before prices go up later. Whoa, he sent me an unusually lengthy message. Usually that guy doesn't say anything. He just quotes a price. Here's Joseph Smith, 3 Pokey Shuffles. You got it. All right. KU cards are so fun. You know, I really should get those KU cards. Just don't sleep. Yeah. Rain, I'm jealous. Do you live in a place where it doesn't rain very often? You know, there's some places where it doesn't rain very often, and I bet you it can get so dry out that you kind of miss the feeling of wetness. 3 cold ones this time. 3 cold Pokey Shuffles. All right. Here's Roki Hyun, Jumbo Pack Break and 4 Pokey Shuffles. All right, here is a spot in the Jumbo Pack Break. California, it's just been a hot summer. Here we are. Very nice. How do you feel about California? Should I move there? You know, from a tax perspective, I really should not. But my wife says she likes the idea of it. So, you know, she gets a little bit of a say too. She probably doesn't care if I'm making more money. She's a very non-materialistic person. You know, I'm materialistic like it's a game, but I don't really, you know, I love playing the game, but I don't really do anything with money. I don't do stuff like I don't like nice cars, fancy clothes, gold diamonds. I don't go on vacations. I don't like to spend a lot of money on food. You know, I don't like any of the luxury things anyways. So it's weird. I've got all these great cards, and in theory, I'm wealthy, but I don't have any purpose for it. All right, you ready? 4 Pokey Shuffles. Good luck. Good luck in there. This will be the coldest summer for the rest of our lives. Is it? Mister, I tell you all the time, join me and Tammy. That makes you smart. California is fun. You don't even need to spend a ton of money. 1, 2, 3. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so right now, the places we've thought about moving, it looks like this. Tennessee is probably the best financial move. Missouri, if it becomes a no-tax state, we understand the state really well and can pick out a very nice house out here. Of course, then we're stuck in Missouri our whole lives. South Carolina by the beach. They're becoming a no-tax state, and they have actually pretty mild weather. And but we're scared of the hurricanes out there. And then California, one of the worst options financially, but they have 70-degree weather. Jigglypuff. Whoa. All right, you ready? Here it is. Jigglypuff. You pulled Jigglypuff. Let's take a quick look, and then you can decide whether to re-roll it. By the way, we have our first person in here on the Jumbo Pack Break. We just need 3 more people. It could actually finish today if you guys jumped in. Ready? Takes 3 more people for it to go off. No Washington? Washington's okay. I think Washington's so far north. It seems sort of like I could just go to Tennessee and have a little more warmth. And it's also a no-tax state, and it's a red state too, so there's no chance that they raise taxes in another way because they won't want it. You know what I'm saying? So a deep blue state, they want high taxes. So it's like the selling point's not there. Like, okay, from a tax perspective, there's better tax options. From a cost of living perspective, there's a better cost of living perspective options. From a beach perspective, there's better beach options. You know, it's not like specializing in anything. That's the problem I'm having with it. Aha, here we are. 076. What Washington does have, it's got a lot of alpine forests, which are very beautiful. It's got pretty temperate weather, but it's very rainy and cloudy, by the way. But then also it's got, you know, like a cool ocean's very beautiful. But you can't swim in it that much. Like San Diego, you could probably just go swimming in the water in the heat of the summer, but not as much in Washington. It's just going to be too cold. And then, yeah. And then from a tax perspective, there's better tax options. All right, here's Jigglypuff. So it's got to specialize in something for me to want to go there. California does specialize in something. They're the worst financial option, but they are probably the best weather option. All right, you see it? Ooh, Jigglypuff. This one's pretty cheap, actually. So you sent in $20 and you got $20. He's currently at 20. See that? Of course, we've found online that his value is 30. So technically you're up. But if you re-roll, the re-roll is going to be for $15. What are you thinking here? Re-roll it for 15 or keep it? Minnesota, that's where I live. We have high taxes, of course. Minnesota is a blue state, I think. That's the state with all the Somalian immigration, you know, controversy that became a controversy. after the whole Nick Shirley thing. I'll re-roll. All right, you got it. We got an ice cap you can ski on. Ooh, that's true. But you know, some other places have the ability to go skiing too. For example, Wyoming. They're a true no-tax state. They got tons of skiing in, but you got to have a really expensive home. But then also there's Reno. Reno's got, they've got the Lake Tahoe, and they got skiing in the winter as well. So you gotta specialize into something. And I've been doing an analysis on America for a long time. I almost feel like I could write a book on my findings, you know, because it's almost like a research topic. Where exactly should you move? All right. Ooh. I think there's a real case for California. California is unusually expensive, and I think that it stays that way because it's keeping people out of there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just wish, you know, if you're going to give all that money to the government, I just wish I knew that the government was going to use that money strictly for building stuff instead of, like, you know, making a bunch of people dependent on income welfare, which sort of permanently keeps them on that income. And then it invites more people to come in there. They say, hey, this is where all the free stuff is. Don't you want some free stuff? So I don't agree with all that. I don't think it solves poverty deep down. Charity doesn't solve poverty. It's a hard pill to swallow, especially if you're somebody with a lot of empathy and compassion. But charity does not solve poverty. Work solves poverty. It really does. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Full-time employment. That solves poverty. And that's going to be business, you know? It's going to be like a capitalist business. Capitalism solves poverty. 3 cold ones. No! All right, Mr. Musubot, the re-roll was a miss. Got to make sure they have water, though, before you move over there. The fires, but yes, California's beautiful. True. We pay for fraud, so we're a great state. Carry inviting. Very inviting. We pay for fraud. Oh. Whew. No sea, no beach, no ports. No sea, no beach, no ports. Oh, you're talking about Tennessee? Tennessee has a lot of lakes, though. They also have the Rocky Mountains, which, if you guys have not studied, like, the Rocky Mountains, you're underestimating how beautiful it is. I think Tennessee kind of gets grouped in with, like, Alabama, Mississippi, you know, all those red states, like the Bible Belt states. And so as a result of that, you've sort of attached a negative connotation to the Tennessee brand. If you really research the land, like if you watch a lot of drone footage, they have remarkable land over there. It's gorgeous. Better than Missouri, actually. Missouri just has more stuff built over here. We have more stuff than Tennessee does. Tennessee's fixing that, though, because Tennessee's growing rapidly. But currently, Missouri's a more developed state than Tennessee. But Tennessee's, they got those Rocky Mountains, and they're just really beautiful. But then they also have a lot of clean lakes. So you could pretty quickly find yourself buying a Tennessee lake house and at an affordable price, too, and then pay no income taxes. So you can have the same lake life. The water's a little bit warmer, and it's clean water, and you can drive to the Smoky Mountains. You know, it's an interesting option. There's a reason why Tennessee was one of the most moved to states over the years. California, too much restrictions. We open carry. J-Dog, we get it. You're a right-winger and hate California. Wing Mountain Range. Tennessee has Appalachians, not Rockies. Yeah, exactly. So the Rockies are very different. So states that have the Rockies include, like, Boise, Idaho is going to have nice Rockies. Utah's got Rockies. The Rockies extend down for a while, and they're very pretty. In fact, Washington has mountains too, right? Like they've got some. I don't know if it's the Rockies, but they have something similar to that over in Colorado's got the Rockies. They have something like that over in Washington. What are they called? They're called like the somethings. I can't remember. So I've studied the mountains in all the states because I'm actually really fascinated by it. But the Tennessee mountains, they're covered in trees and they just don't have the same appearance. And that happens over like 1 million years of erosion occurs. And so the mountains start to kind of, you know, they fall back down a little bit and they get a little lower. But they're still huge. They're massive. And you can buy like basically a mountain home in Tennessee. It's a real thing where you're up on these cliffs and ridges that are so high, it's breathtaking. So people don't appreciate that much because it's sort of been like this redneck hillbilly place. But if good money ever moved in and really developed it, it's an enviable piece of land. Big rolling hills, bright green grass, gorgeous valleys, and just this, you know, house on top of a hill looking at it all. It's a pretty interesting concept. And I've seen those houses. They do get, the downside is they do get very expensive. All right, so please consider taking my Snorlax for 170. All right, so we have the Snorlax over here. Why don't we start you out by putting the Snorlax up on the table? So we're going to start out by making this available for sale to anyone. Okay, you ready? I'm going to go take a quick look at the Snorlax price. We're going to say 070 Snorlax. Cascade Mountains. Thank you. There you go. Cascade Mountains. That's exactly what Seattle, not Seattle. Well, it's pretty close to Seattle. That is exactly what Washington has. They have the Cascade Mountains. They're very pretty. All right. So you want 170 store credit on the Snorlax? I think I'm just going to give you that, okay? Make it simple. I better remove your name from the sleeve. This returns to inventory. You have a $170 store credit card now. We got beaches, lakes, mountains. Yeah, it's true. A lot of it's quite cold, though. Have you ever thought about that? So your water... So another thing I analyzed a lot for years is water temperatures. And in Washington, one of the downsides is you have some of the coldest water temperatures compared to the other states. So like, for example, in Tennessee, you're going to have a larger time period to actually jump in the water and go swimming in the summer. Compared to Washington, it's going to be a much narrower, smaller range that you can go swimming. And the water's colder during that time period anyways. That's actually one of the downsides to California's beaches too, believe it or not. They have actually pretty cold water at their beaches, which makes it unswimmable most of the year unless you're using a wetsuit. And then, you know, the wetsuit helps a bit. Okay, so we're going to say, you know, if you like warm water, there's warm water out there, and you don't realize how nice it is till you're in it, because we got warm water where I live. It gets up to like over 80. You climb in, it's like a sauna. You climb in, it's like a hot tub, and you're like, oh, damn, dude. It's like a warm bath. You ever jumped in the water and it's so cold, you're like, whoo, I hate this. Not when the water hits over 80 degrees, man. Then you climb in, it's like you're taking a bath almost. And it's like, oh, damn, this is nice. You get all comfortable. Your dopamine levels go up. Your stress goes down. It's just like that. And so warm water makes a difference. Whereas in the cold, people call it refreshing. But the truth is, it's almost stressful on your body. You know, that's why people like hot tubs. It's almost stressful on your body to climb into cold water. You're just like, you know, your brain goes into shock. You're like, oh my God, what am I doing? Get me out of here. I want a blanket. And so cold water can be really shocking. And it can be refreshing. And it's obviously it's good for you to go swimming even in cold water. But you can't beat that warm water, man. That warm water is insane. It's so good. Plus the fact that you get to use it longer, right? Like the water out here in Lake of the Ozarks becomes unusable by about September, I want to say. August is still pretty good. You could technically swim in it. And I've seen people swimming in it in October, which is just crazy. But, you know, you can swim in it in September. It's just chilly, you know. And, but yeah, when that water's hot in July, it's just so good. It's you could go skinny dipping in it. It just feels great. It's amazing. Only the downside of Washington is you can't do anything for fall and winter. Yeah, I would say we have the same problem over here. In the winter, the fall's still pretty good in Lake of the Ozarks, Missouri. It's pretty warm still. It's like 70. But by the time the winter rolls around, which is for us, that's January and February, it's awful. There's just nothing to do. You stay inside and it's pitch black outside, like what you mentioned. All right, let's see. So, any other orders? Here's a Cash App order from our friend, Mr. Jay-Z. He says, for junk bags, please, mister. And yes, I have a bag. All right, here it is. The junk packs. We got to make more of these, huh? Look, we're running low, everybody. We got one. So these are $3 each, and you sent enough for 5, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There it goes. I've been to a pool in the middle of nowhere in Colorado, jumped in without knowing that it was a hot springs pool, and the water was 99. That's terrible, actually. So it's also possible for the water to be too hot, and it's like you can't cool down. It's like you're getting cooked alive. Yeah, so I've experienced that at a swimming pool where it's like it's 100 degrees outside, and it's an outdoor pool, and you jump in thinking you're going to cool off, and you're in the shallow end of the pool, and it's actually so hot that you're like, this is it. I'm going to die of overheat. This is way too hot. All right, let's see what you pulled. So we got Celeste, we got Dragonite Gyarados, we got some One Piece, Naked Girls Talking. You could probably grade that. Dimension Shifter, you got some of these and some of those. All right, cool. You should start three-way battles to get that gym pack moving. I would be more than happy to host a three-way battle on the gym pack split. Here's Alien Ammonite. Look, here's a football player. Here's a Ratatouille. Hey, that's a Japanese EX. That's not bad. That's not bad either, man. That's a hit card. Crazy. Just a little off center is all. Here's Fortnite. Here's some Simpsons. Whoa, this pack was good, man. That was a fat little pack right there. It gets the 90s in my creek out here. Too hot sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, I think water temperature of about 80 degrees is perfect. It's like a bathtub. And, you know, if you can play in the shade in that or when the sun goes down, oh, really nice. But so, you know, Florida's got beaches that warm up and you can just go swimming, no wetsuit needed. And the water will sometimes be crystal clear. We're talking like Caribbean water, right? Like Mexico beaches, Cozumel, Cancun beaches, crystal clear water. And it's just amazing. So that's something you can get in Florida. I've been to Florida a bunch. They're very nice. I've been to North Carolina, Wilmington Beach, and it's not the same as Florida. The sand's not as white, powdery sand. And the water's a bit murkier. And maybe that's just because of the time of the year. And they don't have the same palm trees. They don't have the same weather pattern. The trees are kind of similar to what we have here in Missouri, like a Midwestern kind of thing, like oaks and stuff. So that was what was interesting about it. They did have sort of a marshy, swampy thing going on, right? So that's probably more similar to like Georgia, but and Florida to a degree. But yeah, they had a different. They definitely had a different environment than Florida did. You get to the southern tip of Florida, and it's crazy down there. It's so different. You're like, this is America. America's so diverse. The kind of places you can live. Here we are. All right, last packet. You ready? Only Oregon and California for works. I never ever been to Middle and East. Here we are. All right. You ever watched the movie Sleeping Beauty? You ever watch that movie and they got like all that cool artwork for the trees and everything? That's what it's like living in the Midwest. You ever seen like a red-tailed fox or like, you know, deer and squirrels and chirpy little birds, and then all the trees around look like the trees drawn in the movie Sleeping Beauty? That's basically what it's like living in Missouri. It's the same type of trees, you know, acorns everywhere, you know, black walnut. It feels like that. The trees, there's some pine trees, of course, and stuff like that, but it's kind of, well, here, I can kind of point you out the window even. Look at this. You guys see? I don't know what you can see there. But you're not going to get like palm trees or anything like that. No palm trees, zero palm trees, in fact. So you get oaks and sycamore, and sycamores are so beautiful. They like stand out with their white bark and all that. Really neat. And so you get that and Osage orange and black walnut and ash, and you get pine and cedar. And so you get a mix of like, it's the same trees you're going to have in like Tennessee and places like that. And what's interesting is like what I was saying. So Wilmington Beach, North Carolina had trees like that. So it's technically a beach, but it had more like Midwestern trees. Whereas as you go south down to Georgia and Florida, they turn into palm trees eventually. And I guess California has a really interesting tree too. They've got that really tall palm tree, which makes it feel kind of like bougie or something. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of a cool effect having such tall palm trees. It's very sexy. All right, Mr. Jay-Z, he says he's got a bag somewhere. Let's go find it. Mr. Jay-Z. And some nice ticks. Yeah, I'm over ticks, man. They're everywhere. I'm so over it. I'm so over being like an outdoorsy person. Look at this J. Manuel Valero bag. That's a really old bag. I guess this guy just never returned, huh? I feel like that bag's ready to be taken. It's just so old. I mean, how much longer can I hold it? All right, so you've got a bag, but I didn't see a bag for you. You said, yes, I have a bag. Never seen ticks around here, not even mosquitoes. You guys don't have ticks in Washington? I know that's not true because I've looked it up before. You got to go walking in the woods. You gotta go walking in the woods with the grass and all that. But you guys got ticks. Hey, what's up, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt? It's 6:02, so you might have just missed it. You can place like a Poke Shuffle order if you wish. But we gotta wrap up now. Let's see. Maybe you're in this J Overflow. That's what it's gonna be, isn't it? Oh yes, here it is, J Overflow. You're in the J Overflow. You got a lot in the J Overflow. This guy loves the junk packs. He loves them. He's got a whole box worth of them. Holy. All right, check out how much you have. Now that's ready to ship out. All those are yours. And you know what, guys? We need to make new junk packs at this point. I guess some could still be on other locations. Yeah, you guys got them. I looked them up. I looked up places that don't have them. Places that generally don't have ticks is going to be like Las Vegas. It's blazing hot and there's not a lot of foliage. There's tons of foliage in Washington. No foliage not a lot of foliage in Las Vegas. Miss Alicia Brown says 5 DBZ Generations. Really? An Alicia Brown Dragon Ball order? We need to get some Dragon Ball, Miss Alicia. Okay, Beyond Generations. And the rest towards Slab Away. Okay, you're going to make me do a little bit of math, huh? All right, let's find out how much she actually gets toward her Slab Away by doing some math. Dragon Ball, Beyond Generations, 21.5 per pack. 107.5 minus 157. So a total of $49 gets applied to your Slab Away. Okay, we're going to go up here to Slab Away. Professor Oak. Oh, he's a nice one, huh? 261 minus 49 leaves you with 212. Oops. 212. We're just talking about all the different places you can move. It's a subject I'm really, 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 really obsessed with, I guess. It's something I think about all day, and I read about it, and I read about it, and I read about it, and I read about it. I'm kind of a drifter, if you think about it. Nothing holding me down. I'm like a hot air balloon. I don't have family holding me down. I don't got friends holding me down. I got a full remote job. So I'm in a weirdly unique position to move to any place in the United States, wherever the most opportunity is, or perhaps in the place that's most enviable to move into, right? And so I have this ability to invest one time into a home somewhere in America. And I guess my goal is to just buy the very best possible house in the very best place. Like, A, pick the house that goes up the most. B, pick the house with the best lifestyle. C, pick a house I can afford. Houses are so unaffordable these days. I have really constrained options. So then it becomes like a philosophical question, like, okay, well, what's going to make me happiest? I could buy a Crystal Lagoon house in Texas. They got this Crystal Lagoon thing. They got it in Florida, too. Have you guys heard of that? Gigantic artificial beaches with the technology that cleans the water. So, you know, if you go to a real beach, that beach is full of dead animals, algae bloom, bird feces, sharks, jellyfish, sharp things in the water you could step on, the ability to be dragged out into the ocean. You go to like one of these Crystal Lagoons, you got clean water, and a bunch of people are there with lifeguards, and it's just nice and sweet. You're not going to get sucked out by the tide or bit by some stupid ass fish. It's clean. And an artificial beach is a really interesting concept, and they make them so large now. They're like multiple acres large. It's like the largest pools in America are these Crystal Lagoon pools. So imagine you move to, imagine you move to the middle of Florida where all the amusement parks are, and you've got this gigantic artificial beach anyways, and you buy a really affordable home. It's like, dang, dude, there's an argument for that being your optimal move. Here's Turles, Wandering Destroyer from Outer Space. Would you hate the heat? Mister, you would hate the heat in Texas and Florida. Yeah, I imagine I would. With one caveat, it would make for very good swimming. Which I've thought about what I like to do outside, and swimming's pretty high on the list. Swimming's consistently very high for me. I like swimming, and that's why I always want to live by water. I like the ocean. I like lakes. I like the ability to go swim. I like big public pools, too. I like them. I like swimming a lot. It's refreshing, and you feel great after you're done doing it, and it's healthy as hell. You get sunlight, so it's really good for you. It's one of the things, I don't do it as much out here in Lake of the Ozarks. You'd think I would do it more, but I don't. I actually swim less than I probably used to in the suburbia, because there were these really large public pools where I used to be, and we don't have that anymore out here. We got these tiny ones that are not worth going to. And then you have like these bar pools, but I swear to God, it's just a giant latrine. It's just people drinking and then pissing right into the water. And I think that, you know, people get kind of used to that, but for whatever reason, I just never want to do it. It just makes me so uncomfortable. So there's like these crazy party pools out here in Lake of the Ozarks. I could probably send you a video and show you how crazy they are. And they're really here. Like, I've been to them, but it's like, you don't want to just swim in other people's urine where it's like 50% PP or something. It's the reason why California, even high heat, I don't get annoying, because at low humidity, you can dive down into the springs. I hate humidity. Texas humidity is crazy. Yeah, Texas, like I went to Dallas, and it was just blazingly hot. It was much hotter than Missouri. It was sort of like the Missouri heat of the summer, but it was September, so it was supposed to be cooling off. In Missouri, it was cooling off, but in Dallas, it was blazing. I was like, oh, this is fun. Probably great weather for an outdoor pool, for a public pool. Terrible weather if you want to go walking, unless you go walking at night, which is possible. But just blazing hot. But you know, in a place like Texas, if you owned like a good lake house, that means your lake is usable most of the year. That means sea-doos. That means floating on the water. That means, you know, maybe wave riding, whatever it is you like to do. But that makes the lake houses operable for like 2 extra months, maybe 3 extra months, because it does cool down in Texas, but it cools down in the winter. They don't really get a true winter. They get more of like a springtime weather in the winter, which is why they got knocked out when they got hit with that winter storm. Here's Joseph Smith. 3 pokey shuffles for Joseph Smith. I would just go to San Diego. You don't have to live there forever. You can say you did it. Keep in mind, it is very hard for me to move because there's so much stuff and there's a risk to that. Like, if you pick up $1 million of cards and hand them off to a moving company, you just hope they don't steal, you know, or that they don't crash or something goes wrong, you know. So there's some risk involved, like some extra risk, and it's expensive and it takes a really long time, and it's just like a really, really big job. 3 cold ones. So I don't want to move over and over and over and over again. Like, it's not as easy as just grabbing my clothing and my laptop and my TV and leaving. It's much harder than that. All the infrastructure for this business has to go. All the inventory, all the shipping boxes, all the shelving, you know, everything's got to go. All of it. It's a huge job. It takes multiple days. And then you have to delicately move $1 million of cards, the slabs, put them in your vehicle. Don't have anyone break in and steal them. You know what I mean? It's not without risk. Here's Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Let me get a spot on the Tyranitar break, 1 live custom, and 1 pokey shuffle. All right. So, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. So far, San Diego was best place among all my visitations. Breeze, so good there. Yeah, and I actually think that that's probably true. When I do a ton of research, what I notice about San Diego is what stands out is the 70 to 75 degree weather is something that doesn't get really replicated anywhere else in America. And one of the places that gets kind of close is Myrtle Beach. Charleston, Myrtle Beach gets a little bit close to that. But the extremely good weather is a pretty rare pattern in even the whole world. Like, most of the world either experiences extreme cold or extreme heat. And then if you're in the middle, you get like an oscillating 4 seasons. You get a winter, a fall, spring, and the spring's good. But because of some sort of consistent breeze they get on the coastal region of San Diego, they just get this really consistent 70 to 74. And then it gets a little chillier if you go up to like the San Francisco region. And my eye's itching. So let's get a spot on the Tyranitar break. All right. Tyranitar. That's the sublist spot, right? Here you go. So this is about to go off, guys. If you're looking for a break to join, this has 3 spots. It's the Tyranitar sublist. Gives you a shot at a whole shining Tyranitar. Then he would like a live custom and a pokey shuffle. All right, twist your fingers. Let's see what happens. The biggest downside to San Diego is going to be the price. And if you start to look at the taxes as part of the price, it all starts to make sense. You're like, oh, it's just unfathomably expensive to exist there as a business. It's like, well, how else do you make money? You make money with the business. That's how you afford the $2 million home. Whoa! Queen of Club, Ivy Zor Snipe. Look at you. Let's just test your Pokey Shuffle as well, okay? Some good luck for Mr. Team Rocket Grunt today. That's why people like those Pokey Shuffles, man. You get a chance for some fun. Of course, you also get a chance to quickly lose a lot of money, so keep that in mind. But let's check this as well. West San Jose, Cupertino. I'm from Fremont. Weather was always a treat. If you don't like the weather in South Carolina, just wait a minute, everyone says. Boop. All right, there we go. South Carolina has this thing going on where the weather is hot and muggy in the summer, but it's not as extreme as like Florida or Texas. So they do get a hot summer. It gets into the like 90, and then they got a beach, and you go swim in the beach in the 90-degree weather, right? But here's what's cool about it. It has this really extended fall and springtime weather. Okay, so a lot of states that have 4 seasons, they get hot really fast and then cold really fast. So when you study the weather patterns in America, what's interesting is South Carolina, probably because of its proximity. If you think about it, not very far north and not as deep south either. It's like right smack in the middle. And so they get like this extended spring fall time weather that hits around 65 to 80 degrees. It just lasts a long time. And then their winter is very short and not very brutal. Their winter gets down to like 40. Not very brutal at all. And that's because they're a little bit down south. That's what's going on. So I think that South Carolina is going to continue to basically be discovered. And I suspect it could be a superior investment to, you know, prestigious California. California is very expensive, and that includes the taxes if you do the taxes as a calculation. So, but it's extremely expensive compared to, you know, South Carolina, which is, they've now passed legislation to try to become a no-tax state. So there is a chance that place is a huge opportunity for investment for real estate. You buy a house there, the state continues to see massive immigration, your house goes up very rapidly, and you're just enjoying, you know, a little bit of a muggy summer, very mild winter, extended 70-degree weather, and a little bit of an ocean, right? The downsides to South Carolina are going to be definitely, there's a serious hurricane and flooding risk too, though. So I don't know, but that's not as bad as what Florida has. Florida's got that in spades. Florida's the capital of hurricanes. They get like 100 of them. It's really crazy. And then South Carolina, North Carolina, they get like 1 or 2 every here and there. What are we thinking? I got 3 spots in that Tyranitar. Yeah, that Tyranitar is ready to go off. 3 spots remain. Reroll or keep it? Discovered you don't know how full it is. Yeah, it's probably filling up pretty bad already. Sounds like you've sold yourself on Myrtle Beach, but you won't improve lifestyle, dude. At that point, stay in Missouri. The argument for Missouri is we got this giant lake house for basically nothing, and we already have Miss Alexis working with us, and we wouldn't spend $1 on moving. We'd keep all the money. And if it becomes a true no-tax state like Tennessee, we maybe just buy like a house in St. Louis and just travel between houses. That's it. You just take a weekend vacation to St. Louis or something. So that's the argument for that. All right, that's so cool. Poker card. Are we keeping? What are we thinking, Team Rocket Grunt? This a keep? We got to wrap up after this. Is 616. Queen Madam Ivysaur. I would describe Missouri as one of the absolute cheapest states to live in. Mr. John Bailey wants a spot in the trade break. I can service that right now. This is one of the absolute cheapest states. And it has pretty much all the same amenities as anywhere. It doesn't have anything truly, it's kind of like Nebraska. That's what's going on. It's like Nebraska. No one ever thinks I'm moving to Nebraska. But you know, we've got all the same things everybody's got. It's got all this Costco and Golden Corral, and you know what I mean? It's got all the same amenities. You just pay less for it. And then no one talks about it. Reroll it? Okay, reroll. This goes down to $100. Missouri has like the arch. You hear about the arch. It's like, who cares, dude? It's just like a structure. Have you seen the arch? There's also the Chiefs. Oops, wrong box. which Patrick Mahomey, he just had a serious injury, so they might be out, you know. 3, 4, 5. The one guy got married. Travis Kelce to Taylor Swift. Oh, God, dude. Wait, why am I doing that off screen? Here we are. I don't really know what else is exciting about Missouri. It's like, it sure is Missouri. I think I like the Muni. It's actually kind of nice in St. Louis, some of the old money areas. They're pretty bespoke. But other than that, I mean, you go on like float trips, you go kayaking, canoeing. There's some legit like nature areas. But what really stands out about Missouri is the cost. The cost is so low. You really could come here, probably experience the quote-unquote American dream if you just get like a standard job, pretty much any standard job. And if it becomes a no-tax state, it could receive a lot of investment, I suspect. A lot of companies going, ooh, an alternative to Tennessee with a lot of Missouri structure. Oh, okay, so far so good. Hopefully a bigger card than the Ivysaur. One more chance, come on. Boom, all right. So from Ivysaur to what? Ivysaur was a bit of a cheaper card, so this could be a pretty big upgrade. Let's find out. 10, Queen of Hearts. So you're going from Ivysaur to Nidoqueen. I don't think that's good. Let's go find out what that is. All right. So that is already 100. So it's a slight downgrade. Your reroll here would be for 75. Do you want to risk it or do you want to hold it? Now, what's cool about this one, this is from the year 2000 and it's gold deck. So that's Neo. There's a total of how many spots in HCC? Did you see the state of New York ban data centers? They're the first state to just outright ban data centers. I don't know if that's the right move. I mean, someone has to have data centers, right? And you could put the data center probably in some, you know, less important part of New York. So why ban it from the entire state? I don't know if I agree with that. I think it goes too far. I sent a spot for the Tyranitar, but left the message empty. Reroll. I want to pull a shiny Charizard or the coin. All right, we're going to re-roll. I kind of assume you're going to re-roll it. I just can't do it without your approval. You know what I mean? All right, there we go. Because then you know, imagine I pulled something and you actually realized you wanted it after seeing it. And then you're like, wait, I want that one. Well, actually, I wanted that one. So we got to get your approval first. All right, good luck. 3 spots in the live customs. Could be anything. Ow. Dang, dude. Clipped my finger there. That thing's sharp. We got to wrap up the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, we've got this thing. Skarmory. No luck. All right. Rolled out. So the Ivysaur was the best roll out of the 3. This guy goes back up. I think I'm going to leave him at 100. Because if I lower him to 75, he's just not going to be re-rolled next time. So I'm effectively buying it back out of the box and then placing it back into the box. That is for you, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Team Rocket Grunt, imagine you could predict when the re-rolls were going to be bad and just keep the ones that were going to be bad. TRG always entertains with the re-rolls. Well, you know, sometimes the re-rolls are no good. Sometimes they're like spectacularly good. And so what that tells me is that it all evens out in the end. It all evens out. Here we are. So if you really analyze it, if it really is all you know, if it really all does even out in the end, you really should be picky. You really should think about the card and say, hey, maybe that's an Ivysaur, maybe it's, you know, an easy resell on eBay or something like that. That's what that tells me. Or whatever it is you're going to do with it. All right, so I believe somebody has purchased a spot in the Tyranitar, I've been informed. Here it is, Mr. NHCC, he's going in. Now, tonight, we're going live again. It's Thursday night. I like Thursday nights. I intend to be here on time. As you guys know, I just released a 50-minute video showing off my personal collection. Go watch it. Leave the video running so that I can go make $1 in ad revenue or something, all right? So please do that. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you for the late night stream, okay? See you later.